Aloha. Welcome to the white coat ceremony for the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy class of 2020 and recognition of our Doctor of Philosophy students as well as our pharmacy practice residents. My name is Daryl Masanda. I serve as the Director of Student Services for the college, and it's my great pleasure to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for today's ceremonies. At this point, may I please ask you to rise as we welcome our Doctor of Pharmacy class of 2020, PhD students, and pharmacy practice residents. Nahaumana o Kahakulu o Ke'ili Kolani, our College of Hawaiian Language, led by Kumu Kekoa Harmon. They do the Mele Ho'okipa ua au Hawaii. Please be seated. Okay, later this afternoon, Dr. Sherry Tokumaru will talk more about our pharmacy residents, and Dr. Guy Tan will speak about our PhD program. So let me begin by saying a few words on the significance of the white coat ceremony. The white coat represents the transition of pharmacy students from the preclinical to the clinical component of the curriculum. Previously in pharmacy school, the clinical experience was accomplished during the third and final year, but now not only have we expanded pharmacy education from 3 to 4 years, thereby changing it from a bachelor's degree into a doctoral degree, students now experience the clinical aspects of their education much earlier in the curriculum. So it is appropriate to have the white coat ceremony during their first academic semester. It has shown that this early exposure helps students see the clinical relevance of the didactic courses in which they are currently enrolled. Additionally, it provides them with a greater understanding of the various practice settings that exist in pharmacy and allows them more time to decide which area of pharmacy they would most like to practice. As you may have noted, the students entered this afternoon with their white coats draped on their arms. There is a reason they are not wearing them, because another aspect of the white coat ceremony is bringing into the profession the next generation of pharmacists. Therefore, a pharmacist will place the white coat onto each student, hence symbolizing one generation of pharmacists transitioning the next into clinical practice, essentially welcoming them into the profession. Our first speaker today, Dr. Carolyn Ma, received her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the University of California at San Francisco and completed a clinical residency at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital and an oncology pharmacy specialty residency at the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Ma practiced as the first clinical pharmacist at the Queens Medical Center in Honolulu and is a board certified in oncology pharmacy. She went on to work as Vice President for Oncology Clinical Program Development for AMMed International in Hong Kong, China. Prior Prior to joining the college, she was pharmacy and hospital management consultant for various hospitals, including Stanford hospitals and clinics, with expertise in the Joint Commissions of Medication Management chapter, pharmacy and clinic workflow redesign, and organizational development. In 2007, Dr. Ma returned home to Hawaii as a founding executive member and faculty in the role of clinical education coordinator, and in 2009 became chair for the Department of Pharmacy Practice until her appointment as interim dean in 2015 and permanent dean in 2016. Her work with key partners outside of the college includes serving on the boards of the Hawaii State Board of Pharmacy, Hawaii Pharmacists Association, and the International Interdisciplinary Advisory Board, and the editorial board for the Journal of Pharmaceutical Care and Health Systems. Dr. Ma is the recipient of the Bull of Hygeia, the Lifetime Service Achievement Award. I present to you Dean Carolyn Ma.
Thank you, Daryl. Bring this down a little bit. Aloha mai kako. Welcome to family, friends, faculty, distinguished guests, Chancellor Straney, Representative Nakashima, and most especially the class of 2020. Occasions such as the White Coat Ceremony, simply put, are special, and special for a variety of reasons. The most obvious is, Gerald has mentioned it, this is the occasion that marks the formal induction of you into a profession that is one of the most highly trusted and among healthcare providers and in the community. And in fact, this year's event is our 10th annual ceremony, which certainly marks the passage of time, but more gives an idea of the dedicated toll to many of us, both past and now present, who have helped to build this college. Probably the most special part of this ceremony is seeing parents, friends, and family who've come to honor their student. And only a short while ago, a couple of months, when you left them at our doorstep to begin the transformation of being a pharmacist. And I think you would agree in seeing them today, or you will see them very shortly, that you may not recognize them now dressed up in their ties and their professional dress. And they have become quickly acclimated to what that means when we say professional dress for pharmacist activities. From a personal standpoint, these are significant events that, for me, strengthen the purpose, and I speak for our faculty as well as educators, who remind us that this new profession or this new generation of pharmacists is what inspires us to continue to build this school. And so when I look out into this sea of 80 faces, 80 new PharmD students, 3 new pharmacy residents, and 4 new PhD students, I am inspired to continue this work with our immensely talented and hardworking faculty and staff. You and your families have placed the trust in us to help you prepare for a career that brings significant fulfillment to your work life and help you to achieve the many things you will want in your personal life. Many years ago, when I went to pharmacy school, I had my sights on being a clinical pharmacist, and probably the longest vision I had at that time was that I knew that I would want to do a residency to achieve that goal. And honestly, I don't think I thought much further than that. But only to know that at UCSF, we were part of a speeding train into an exciting era where clinical training of pharmacists was really starting to take hold. And for the next 30 years, clinical pharmacy pretty much erupted into the hospitals and then the ambulatory care settings, and we have today reached that milestone. And as the years progressed, I recall thinking and dreaming that maybe one day we might have a pharmacy school for our own state. And little did I realize the role that I would play in the eventual realization of that dream. And surprisingly, one day you might find yourself standing in front of hundreds of people at a white coat ceremony. So I have one piece of advice for all of you, which is, and I'll bring up this term, to practice dream therapy. And students, that may mean to you, that means I'm encouraging you to sleep a lot, and possibly that might be part of it. But actually, to have dreams, and to believe in your dreams and trust the steps that, whether positive or challenging, and that part of your bank of lifetime dream therapy will eventually realize that dream. In 2007, founding Dean John Pizzuto and a small group of us welcomed our inaugural class. In 2009, we moved into our modular buildings that you know of today. And this past month, the clearing of the construction site for our permanent new building began. So dreams do come true, and it is because of many people who have invested in these dreams that I know now that our school is here to stay for a very long time. Very shortly, you will be treated to a most memorable keynote address from one of the most inspirational individuals that I've had the privilege to meet. Our keynote speaker, Rear Admiral Scott Giberson, among many other titles, is Assistant Surgeon General, and who, in his dedicated service to our country, sets the most honorable example of having a vision of a commissioned corps and has worked his entire career to manifest this idea. And today, the reality of his vision, or dream therapy, may I say, offers essential jobs for pharmacists and healthcare interventions for some of the most dire healthcare situations in this world. Accompanying Admiral Giberson as his aide is Lieutenant Commander Jill Galvero, who I'm so pleased to welcome back to Hilo. Jill is one of our graduates of the inaugural class of 2011, who, after completing her residency, became a commissioned officer with the U.S. Public Health Service and began her career in Anchorage, Alaska. She currently holds the position of Integrated Clinical Pharmacist for South Central Foundation's Rural Anchorage Service Unit, which provides pharmaceutical care via telepharmacy and remote clinics for over 10,000 Alaska residents who live in villages that extend the entire portion of the Aleutian Islands into the Bering Sea. I mentioned Jill's work in the most remote areas of Alaska because, similar to the rural portions of this island state, access to primary care providers remains a looming challenge. Her work as a clinical pharmacist and provider should prove inspirational to all of us here, because certainly one of the main reasons why this particular college was placed in Hilo and why our students come to us is to help to bridge the rural health care not only in this state, but across the country. Jill serves as an example of how a pharmacist can make an impact in this world, and although she tells me she knows not what the distant future holds for her, I know that the core foundations that she received here at our beloved college, along with her innate talent and intellect, will yield an exciting and impactful career, and I look forward to seeing what happens. Even better is that Jill is one of the almost 500 PharmD and PhD graduates from the Daniel K. Inouye. So just by simple calculations, right? P1s, you've been in calculations this whole semester. If you take Jill and you multiply that times 500, well, then hang on. The dream catchers out there have a lot of work to do. The train that you, the class of 2020, and the hundreds of our other graduates are on is this next huge movement the pharmacy profession is on, and that is to gain provider status on a state and national level and allow us to even help further in those in need. As the second dean of this college, I am grateful for the work of my predecessors to gain sponsors for our annual signature events. For years now, our Walgreens sponsor has provided funding for our white coat ceremony. Progressive and innovation organizations like Walgreens continue to push our profession towards increasing the visibility of pharmacists in the community by creating clinically oriented programs that promote the health and well-being of patients. There's specialty programs for HIV, oncology, compounding and IV infusion programs to treat hepatitis C and multiple sclerosis, to name a few, demonstrate that community pharmacy, the largest representation of our profession, has arrived at the clinical doorstep as well. And these major corporate leaders will also help to change the face of our profession. Their latest venture is the medication take-back program in their stores, which is sorely needed to assure the safety of elders, children, and pets, and decrease the buildup of unused and expired medications in the household. Truly, these programs are intended to keep our families on the corner of happy and healthy. Representing this most generous and progressive organization, I would like to introduce Dr. Haley Park, who received her bachelor's in PharmD program in Toronto, Canada, and is currently Walgreens Regional Healthcare Director of the Northern California, Hawaii, and Reno District. Please join me in thanking and welcoming Ms. Dr. Park to the podium to address the class of 2020.
Thank you, Dean Ma. On behalf of Walgreens, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I'm honored to have a few minutes to share a few words with the class of 2020. Congratulations to all of you sitting here on entering pharmacy school and today for receiving your white coat. The best and brightest future pharmacists are sitting here. I also want to acknowledge all the family and friends who have been by your side, encouraging you and helping you to get to where you are today. Thank you. As I was thinking about what to say today, I thought what I would do, and a lot of memories are back there, to share a little bit about my personal journey and some of the things that I thought were valuable in looking back to my days in pharmacy school. So believe it or not, I started pharmacy school back in 1994. That's more than 20 years ago and almost a lifetime for some of you sitting here today. No different, though, was the excitement, the nervousness, the thirst for wanting to know what was ahead, what am I going to get into? Fast forward, after graduation, unlike Dean Ma, who knew she was going to be a clinical pharmacist, I thought I would be an independent pharmacist owner. But I decided to go work as a clinical pharmacist in a hospital in cardiovascular diseases, be part of a multidisciplinary team. I then went on to work as a strategy and operations consultant, and then as a director in disease management, and now with Walgreens working in retail pharmacy management. I bring up the history that I've had, and certainly the experience that Dean Ma has had is very, very interesting, because healthcare continues to evolve, and it's changing more rapidly today than it ever was before. And with that, the role of the pharmacist is changing, the scope of practice expansion, new practice settings. There are just a world of opportunities out there for you, and the next 4 years are really going to help prepare you to enter into pharmacy practice. So there are 3 key lessons that I look back to continuously, even today, as I continue along in my career. And I wanted to share with you those 3 key learnings. The first is around self-awareness. There's a saying, you don't know what you don't know, and it sounds silly, but I find myself thinking about this quite a lot. I grew up in a typical Asian household that has an ideal of who I should be, and it was really easy to get lost in what that ideal was. And it's going to be different for every person, but what I find today is that I have to take moments to self-reflect. Some people do it through meditation, others through prayer, through quiet conversations and moments. But I will say this, the more that you know yourself, the more that you will know what type of work will give you the most satisfaction and truly help you to find that thing that which you are passionate about. And for everyone, it's a little different. The second thing that I really learned was really understanding the importance of networking and communication. Again, for some of you, this is intuitive, and for others like me, not so much. So school is going to be tough. You're going to learn a lot of new concepts. You're taking the time to study, review, study some more. Grades, absolutely important to get you to the next year and to help prepare you to become the best clinician possible. But at the same time, don't forget that this is also a critical time for you to build new friendships and networks, whether through different committees or social groups at school. You want to stay engaged in making sure that you're making those networks and friendships. I'm now a mom to 3 kids. I have 3 aged 7, 6, and 4. And learning how to integrate my work and my home life is key for me today. And I think that's something that I had to learn also when I was back in pharmacy school. The last thing is to be brave. Don't be shy about seeking help. Be willing to try new things and stretch yourself to step outside of your comfort zone. You know, for the next 4 years, they're going to be critical for you. I really meant it when I say that the very best and brightest future pharmacists are sitting here today. You have so much to look forward to and so much excitement ahead of you. I wish you the best of luck and congratulations again today.
Thank you, Dr. Park. My last few words are really meant to thank all the people who have worked very hard to coordinate this event. These events don't just appear simply out of air. And so please join me in giving a round of applause to Daryl Masanda and all of his staff, the Department of Student Affairs, and all the students who have helped. Please, thank you. Class of 2020, congratulations. Welcome to my profession, and I think you're in for a big treat today.
Thank you, Dr. Park and Dean Ma. At this time, I would like to fix the mic, but I would like to read a message, two messages that were delivered to us. The first one is from U.S. Representative Tulsi Gabbard, who was unable to be here today, but sent the following. Aloha kako, congratulations to the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy Class of 2020 graduate students and residents. Though I'm unable to be with you personally to attend today's ceremony, I am extremely proud of your accomplishments thus far and your dedication to serving others. This incoming class was selected from many qualified applicants, but your dedication and commitment secured your place in this wonderful field of study and growing profession. It is no small accomplishment, but the journey is just beginning. Fostering humanism in medicine truly honors the continuance of a decades-long tradition of educating current and future healthcare professionals, which are well respected for their exemplary dedication to service and their highly skilled approach to problem solving. Your years at the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy will hone your skills in various sciences, techniques, philosophies, and so much more. Each of you, by focusing on a career in the healthcare field, has chosen a life of service. And with that as your motivation, you will surely find happiness in the great work you do every single day. I wish each of the pharmacy students and residents here today the very best in the exciting and challenging years ahead. You represent the future of healthcare in Hawaii, and will be taking care of our next generation. Mahalo nui loa for your service and for all that you do. With gratitude and best wishes, Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. I also have a message from U.S. Senator Mazie K. Hirono. Aloha and welcome to everyone attending the University of Hawaii Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2020 graduate students and residents. I regret that I am not able to join you for this special occasion. The Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy offers aspiring pharmacists the opportunity to pursue their education while remaining in Hawaii. It plays a significant role in our healthcare network and supports the health of our communities to ensure the highest quality of care for our Hawaii residents. Today, the White Coat Ceremony is a significant event marking the beginning of your careers as pharmacists and an important milestone in your lives. Mahalo to the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy and the friends, families, and supporters of the class of 2020. Congratulations to today's students and my best wishes for your continued success. United States Senator Mazie K. Hirono. Our next speaker became Chancellor of the University of Hawaii at Hilo campus in July 2010. He received a doctorate in zoology from the University of California, Berkeley, after receiving both his master's and bachelor's degree in zoology from Michigan State University. He was formerly the Dean of the College of Science and Professor of Biology at California State Polytechnic University, Pomona, and served on the board of directors of both the Desert Studies Center and the Ocean Studies Institute. He previously spent 23 years at Michigan State University, where he served as chair of the Department of Zoology and assistant to the provost for faculty development. He is also on the National Advisory Board of the National Science Foundation, supported Center for the Integration of Teaching, Research, and Learning at the University of Wisconsin. As an evolutionary biologist, he has studied the patterns of change in a variety of organisms. Chancellor Don Straney. Much safer.
Aloha. It's a pleasure to be here at today's White Coat Ceremony. For the College of Pharmacy, I get to attend 2 events every year that have to do with clothing. One is the white coat in your hands, and the other is the PharmD robe that you'll wear when you graduate. In a sense, it's a bookend experience for me because I see you at the beginning and I will be the person who shakes your hand when you walk off the stage. In between are going to be 4 years that are filled with quite a bit of learning, but fortunately you have faculty and mentors and preceptors who will make sure you learn it well. Hilo exists because the people of Hilo and of the Big Island insisted that a campus be built here, because they knew that with a college and university campus on the Big Island, it would be a significant force in improving the quality of life for the people who live here. And by joining us at Hilo, you become part of our commitment to honor that trust and that expectation and the hope that the people had, that we will in fact make life better on Hawaii Island. We've been at it now for 60 plus years, and we will continue for an indeterminate amount of time, perhaps only determined by when Mauna Loa decides to send lava down over this location. But I'm confident that you will contribute significantly to enhancing the quality of life here and wherever you happen to work. I know the faculty will convince you in the classes they teach that what they're teaching you is the single most important thing you will learn in your career here. And I don't disagree with them, I don't doubt it at all. But allow me to take a second to tell you what I think is the most important thing you're going to learn as you enter a healthcare profession. You will learn how to care about your patients, about their lives, about their situation, about how they could become better. That's a lesson that won't be taught to you out of a book. It won't be taught to you by anything other than example and your reflection on what you're going through and what your experience is with the people that you deal with. It's important that you develop the ability to care to your utmost while you're in this program, because when you enter the profession, it's that ability that's going to determine just what your impact is on the people that live with you. I'm confident that you can do that. I'm confident that I will see you all at graduation, and I look forward to that. The best of luck in the intervening 4 years. Mahalo.
Thank you, Chancellor Straney. Okay. As Dr. Ma mentioned earlier, we are in for a real treat today. It was with great pleasure I would like to welcome Rear Admiral Scott Giberson, Assistant U.S. Surgeon General to Hilo and to the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy. Admiral Giberson is currently the Deputy Director of the Office of Human Capital at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. In that capacity, he oversees all training, leadership development, recruitment, retention, facilities, employee services, and talent acquisition for CMS, whose workforce implements close to $1 trillion budget. Prior to this, Admiral Giberson has held key leadership roles in the capacity of Senior Advisor to the Office of the Surgeon General, Overall Commander of Commissioned Corps Ebola Response in West Africa, Acting Surgeon General of the United States, Chief Professional Officer, Pharmacy category, leading and supporting over 1,200 pharmacists nationwide. In 2001, Admiral Giberson responded to the anthrax attacks in New York City and the National Coordinator for all nurse and pharmacist response teams under the newly formed Department of Homeland Security. Rear Admiral Giberson maintains dual licensure as a pharmacist and clinician, remains credentialed as a part-time member of the Indian Health Services Family Practice Medical Staff. Rear Admiral Giberson was also awarded the Commissioned Corps' first ever Presidential Unit Citation, awarded by President Obama in the Oval Office for the Corps response to Ebola. In October 2015, Rear Admiral Giberson received his second star and was promoted to Rear Admiral. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you Rear Admiral Scott Giberson.
Aloha. So before I begin my formal comments, I want to go off script. This happens frequently with me. I want to say I spent a few hours yesterday with your classmates, some P1s, mainly P2s, P3s, and a few P4s. After those hours, most simply put, I could say I was impressed, and I do not impress easily. Because of that, I went back to my room and made a few extra comments on my remarks today, because you inspire me. Chancellor Straney, Board of Regents, Dean Ma, distinguished faculty, family guests sent to you, the incoming class at the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy. It's truly my honor to speak with you today. I thank you for this invitation and the opportunity to share some words on your special occasion. This ceremony signifies a rite of passage for individuals entering their first year of professional school here at pharmacy program and PhD program. Your dean entrusted me to provide initial remarks to you, a group of healthcare professionals that are beginning a new journey, a group that, when ready, will have so much impact on the communities and populations they serve. I take this responsibility very seriously. To be honest, most students and graduates will never remember their keynote remarks or their commencement speakers. If I asked your parents, if I asked Dean Ma, they probably don't remember theirs either. So for the next 13 minutes, let's see if I could change that. I want to leave you with some words you will remember through your years here and you go into your career as a pharmacist or graduate. Today, my responsibility is to inspire you. As we are surrounded by the largest body of water in the world, there's an applicable quote you may have come across. It says, "A ship is safest in the harbor, yet it is built for the sea." As doctor of pharmacy students, PhD students, you are now in the academic shipyard of this college. You will be built by this college, forged with skills and experience that you will provide. You have the capacity to have great impact. Realize, however, that this is capacity and it doesn't mean you will have impact. In order to realize your potential and effectuate this change, you will have to leave the harbor and set sail for open water. Will there be challenges to navigate along the way? Certainly. Just ask your family, ask your professors, ask the dean. In everyone's life, there are challenging times and rough waters. Only 2 years ago, President Obama asked me and our Corps if we had the capacity to deploy to Africa and to provide direct medical care for healthcare workers sick with Ebola. This was certainly a high-risk, high-visibility mission, fraught with unparalleled challenges to the level of life and death. I had the privilege to serve as the mission's commander for a 7-month period as they worked day in and day out in a hot zone with arguably the most deadly disease and virus in the world. While there, President Obama called me on my cell phone and told me it is pretty rare that we have the opportunity to save tens of thousands of lives. This is a rather extreme example, but it illuminates that although we are generally built to respond, you will never have that level of impact unless you leave your comfort zone, face the challenges, and set sail on the mission. We conquered many challenges and learned that the way we were built, our capacity and our approach was able to overcome all the barriers. It resulted in a resoundingly successful mission, getting the most affected countries to 0 cases. So you have to overcome the challenges of your academic career. You learn more about who you are as a person. You learn more about your resolve, your discipline, and your resilience. These challenges help steady your ship as you gain the confidence needed to succeed. I guarantee you, if you continue to accept challenges and overcome them, when others feel turbulence in rough waters, you will be calm. Let me ask you this. Is it appropriate that 600,000 middle school students still smoke? How about the fact that Americans consume more calories on average per day than anyone else in the world? More specifically, to the communities where you live, Hawaii's health indicators note the challenges you must overcome here in terms of chronic disease, alcoholism, substance use, and access to care. They also note cultural and language barriers that inhibit effective intervention. These are just some examples, some challenges where as the Doctor of Pharmacy or PhD student, you can tool yourself for success. You can build your ship successfully and have an impact. Whether you are a champion across geographical boundaries or one that reaches across diverse cultures, make the choice to have impact. Do not be satisfied with the status quo. While researching this college, I found your vision and your mission online. They spoke of driving improvement of healthcare in Hawaii and the Pacific Rim, focusing on its unique culture and environment. They also spoke about serving as a catalyst for innovation and discovery. Embrace opportunities and the college's commitment to lifelong learning. This mission and vision suggests that you will not be satisfied with the status quo, that you will innovate and you will lead. Since I have been privileged to serve in uniform for so many years, I have been afforded opportunities that I never take for granted. Among these experiences, my ship continued to be built. In essence, the lifelong learning that is supported here. With these, I want to share 3 ideals as I close that have helped me overcome challenges throughout my career. The first is to be dynamic. I spoke yesterday about this to the students during our lecture. It affords you the ability to engage in so many areas and across diverse topics and populations. Being dynamic allows you to quickly draw from a portfolio of experience to build coalitions and drive progress to resolve problems. A dynamic person seizes opportunity, which can mean the difference between being average and being excellent. A dynamic person can harness their passion and use it to inspire others. The second ideal is to have balance. Think of riding a bicycle as symbolic of the balance you need to succeed in life. You always have to be moving to maintain balance, to avoid obstacles. Be diverse, get involved in the community, keep moving, travel, spend time with your family, pick up a hobby, learn a new language, get involved. Can you reject society's ignorant notion that the more hours you put into work, or the longest hours, or the most money, make the most successful or most content people? Because I have to tell you, in the experiences I've had, the most exceptional leaders that I've ever met have had good balance in their lives. Finally, exemplify resilience. There are many ways to define resilience. To put it most simply, when you fall off that bicycle that I just talked about, get back on and keep getting back on. Resilience is the ability to absorb challenges, reorganize through change, and yet retain the same identity to succeed. In today's world, change is inevitable. It is frequent, it is fast, it is unforgiving. Resilience suggests that you can adapt and maintain who you are as an individual. So be dynamic, have balance, maintain resilience. To the families and friends of these graduates, be proud of these young men and women. You are appreciated more than you know, but your work is not over. Now more than ever, these young professionals need you as they embark upon their new journey. I hope these remarks resonate with students that want to take action. Students that want to make a difference, that want to lead. When I look at you, and for those of the students that I met yesterday, I see enthusiasm. I see energy. Our nation needs to embrace you and forge the future through you. You will help shape our nation's health. You will inspire us. Learn from your mentors, listen to your faculty, innovate, lead, believe that you are the difference maker. So with that in mind, build your ship accordingly. Congratulations on obtaining your white coat. As we say in the sea services, to those men and women about to embark upon a new journey, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Mahalo.
Thank you, Admiral Gimerson. Now, for the coding of our Doctor of Philosophy students, I would like to call to the stage Dr. Supakit Wangwitwananukit, Interim Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and Professor of Pharmacy Practice, and Dr. Guy Tan, Associate Professor of Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and the Director of our PhD program.
Aloha, everyone. I feel privileged and honored to be a part of this auspicious ceremony. The PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences program of the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy is the only program of its type in the Pacific region that provides graduate training in the pharmaceutical sciences. The program was inaugurated in the fall of 2011. It has been 5 years since our inaugural students joined the program. Many have successfully completed their research apprenticeship and gone on to secure positions ranging from scientists at major national and international research institutions to much coveted appointments in industry. As our inaugural students embark on their exciting, as our inaugural graduates embark on their exciting new careers, it is time for a renewal. We are here today to celebrate graduate students who are just beginning their training to become self-directed scholars. These students aspire to become excellent researchers and critical thinkers who will one day assume leadership positions in the field of pharmaceutical sciences. The graduate students are here because of their stellar academic record and other notable achievements. They represent a broad range of backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. It is with much enthusiasm that we embrace the rich diversity represented by our graduate student body. We welcome their unique views and perspectives, which will surely enrich our environment and collective experiences. Our new graduate students will receive a white coat each to mark their entry into the PhD program. The white coat represents innovation and discovery, a quest for new knowledge, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Each graduate student will work alongside his or her major advisor, who is an experienced and accomplished researcher in his or her own right. The faculty member will be there by their side to offer support and encouragement as they embark on their professional and personal journeys. I will now invite all our new doctoral students to approach the podium so that they can receive their white coats. Samuel Atanu comes to us with a Master of Pharmaceutical Sciences degree from Jahangirnagar University in Dhaka, Bangladesh. John Jacob has a PharmD degree from Bharati Vidyapith University in the city of Pune, Maharashtra, India. Sasha Kovacs join our program with a Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Chemistry from the University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida. Tapani Maibunkiu holds a Master of Science degree in Chemical Biology from Chulapon Graduate Institute in Thailand. Afjalas Siraj holds a Master of Pharmaceutical Sciences degree from the University of Khulna in Bangladesh. And last but not least, Ahmad Zaman has a Master of Science degree in Pharmaceutical Sciences from the University of Greenwich in London. Please join me in congratulating our graduate students and in wishing them a successful and exciting journey ahead.
Congratulations, 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 congratulations. Now I'd like to call to the stage Dr. Sherry Tokumaru, an associate professor in the Department of Pharmacy Practice, and she will introduce our pharmacy practice residents.
Welcome to all students, families, and supporters of the College of Pharmacy. This is our 4th year of formally coding our pharmacy resident class. Our current resident programs include 2 first-year PGY1 residents, which is a postgraduate year 1 residency, and we also have a second year or PGY2, postgraduate year 2 residency in the area of critical care. Both our PGY1 and PGY2 residencies went through a recent accreditation survey with the American Association or American Society of Health System Pharmacists, and both programs received full accreditation. Another success of the residents that I would like to share is that all of our graduates are now practicing in dynamic pharmacy programs, and some have even joined us as faculty at the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy. For the students sitting here today, a residence year, it's a lot of hard work, but it's very rewarding. You will gain valuable experience in patient care, research, teaching, and project management. And as examples for our first-year pharmacy students, you may want to and consider being a pharmacy resident in 4 years, and I hope that you will consider this endeavor. This year, we again performed the coding of the long white coat to the residents, and this indicates the rite of passage to the level of clinical practitioner. May I ask that our residents and the respective mentor come to the stage as they are called. The Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy partners with the Hawaii Pacific Health to have 2 PGY1 residents, and they practice at Wilcox Memorial Hospital on Kauai, Straub, and Palimomi Medical Centers on Oahu. Our first PGY1 resident is Dr. Bryce Fukunaga. Dr. Fukunaga received his Doctor of Pharmacy degree at the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy this past May 2016. Our second PGY1 resident is Dr. Erin Yu. Dr. Yu also received her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy this past May in 2016. The faculty director for this PGY1 residency is Dr. Roy Gu. He is faculty in residence at the Wilcox Memorial Hospital. Unfortunately, he is away today. He's attending a meeting for the American Colleges of Pharmacy in Washington, D.C. So coding our PGY1 residents today will be Lieutenant Commander Jill Guevara. She completed her PharmD degree at the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy in 2011. She completed her PGY1 residency in hospital and ambulatory care with the Phoenix Indian Medical Center in 2012. She was the lead clinical HIV pharmacist for 2 years, and as you know, she is now stationed in Anchorage, Alaska. We are honored to have Lieutenant Commander Guevara with us today to code our residents. And Dr. Nicole Young is our PGY2 resident in critical care. She's practicing at the Queens Medical Center. Dr. Young received her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the Daniel K. Inouye College of Pharmacy in 2015, and she did her PGY1 residency at Peace Health St. Joseph Medical Center in Bellingham, Washington. I serve as the residency director for the PGY2 residency in critical care, and my practice site is also at the Queens Medical Center in the Neuroscience Intensive Care Unit. Please join me in congratulating this year's residency class.
I'd like to call to the stage the following faculty members who will assist in coding our class of 2020. Dr. Supakit Wangwitwana-Nukit, Interim Associate Dean of Academic Affairs and Professor of Pharmacy Practice. Dr. Aaron Jacobs, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Science. Dr. Michelle Kim, Junior Specialist, Department of Pharmacy Practice. Dr. Sherry Tokumaru, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice. Ms. Pat Jusak, Associate Specialist, Department of Pharmacy Practice. And Mr. George Carvis, Instructor, Department of Pharmacy Practice. I would also like to please call all the speakers from today. Dr. Galviro, also please. So Karen, you'll lead the welcoming line now.
There we go. Jonathan Lamb. Robin Dalmascio. Soo Hyun Kwan. Joanna Bryant. Isaiah Wise. Emmanuel Anozi. Amelia Furlon. Shayna Psyche. Adi Chawla. Sean Kohler. Joshua Dillon. Mary Louie. Robert Juarez Betancourt. Nilufar Sultanipur. Jensine Domingo. Brandy Shimada. Tony Muwa. Brandon Freehas. Imai Kalani Chok. Rachel Paragas. Johnny Tran. Elaine Cottom. Vincent Manalo. Mai Wen. Ethan Slusher. Jared Toba. Stacy Wyamau. Jennifer Lee. Clayton Uchima. Raul Flores. Kelsey Trujillo. Taryn Chang. Johnson Tran. Brandy Chun. Anna Masuda. Hong Vo. Ifani Agochuku. Brooke Zarello. Sam Teixeira. Mia Tran. Andrew Tai. Joel Pasqua. Christina Gallegos. Trang Tung. Greg Tam. Courtney Elam. Robin Rector. Heather A. Cook. Milton Ferrero. Tin Nguyen. Lisa Nguyen. Stacy Nguyen. David Cow. Kwa Lee. Sherry Baldugo. Melissa Minasian. Nicholas Pang. Jaren Miyamoto. BJ Isaac Acosta. Kamala Lizama. Andrew Rector. Reed Shimada. Jessica Cadiz. Kimberly Tran. Brent Oker. Andrew Nguyen. Kathleen Nguyen. Hoku Ritchie. Joseph Tanchevsky. Felix Roscoe. Sharzad Mohammadi. Taylor Hori. Kyle Tsubota. Tyler Peterson. Con V. Tran. Tracy Lopez. Logan Abney. Wilson Datario. Wesley Ragasa. Joanna Paula Gonzalez.
Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel K. Noy, class of 2020. Can you call you guys back up for pictures after, please? Okay, now we're going to see how their education paid off so far. The students will be led in the oath. No, Sherry took them. Okay, I would like to thank the Performing Arts Center and staff for being so wonderful and helping coordinate the background logistics to make this such a memorable event. Dr. Robert Chi and Anthony Liu for coordinating the live stream for those who were not able to attend today's ceremony. The wonderful decorations were done by our pre-pharmacy club here at UH Hilo. Make this such a huge event, and their support for us we're so grateful for that. Lastly, but definitely not least, I want to thank my staff in the Student Services Department for just being the A-team around here and taking care of all of this, organizing everything, and making and planning and executing such a wonderful event. For me, coming from the College of Pharmacy, I want to thank all the family. The students will not get through this journey without your positive support, and I want to thank all of you folks for being here today to support them as they begin their endeavor. We will have pictures now for the students. I ask that nobody please come in the front area, because Auntie Robin is going to take pictures over here, and she needs this area down here clear. You folks can all, instead of watching them take pictures, we have cake and juice in the front for your refreshments, and the students will be out shortly. And VIPs, please remain behind as we will take pictures, and graduate students also, please. Thank you folks so much for coming. One more time, the Daniel K. Inouye class of 2020.